Gene, Rachel, John, and Reihan. All right, a lot of you wrote about what you were moved by, whether the pictures, the speech, Obama overseas. Jackie in California says this: the last time a country gave a warm welcome to a U.S. president is when Bill Clinton was president. Americans should be proud of the way that Obama was received and how well he spoke. Some of you, however, were not as impressed. This email from Susan: why is he trying to woo Europe to this campaign? I'm having trouble budgeting for extra gas, and this person is campaigning in Europe. Give me McCain's German restaurant back home here any day. How about Judy? Judy writes, Obama is the only person with a bigger ego than Bush. All we hear from him is self-adulation. Maybe since he is so popular in Germany, he could go run their country. Reihan.
Oh boy. I think that if we had a constitutional monarchy in the United States, I would absolutely vote for Barack Obama to be our king, so he could genuflect and he could have a retinue of people carrying his enormous cape. I think that would be fantastic. Unfortunately, our president does a lot of things other than giving speeches abroad and opening hospitals and that kind of thing. So that's my only hesitation about Barack Obama, the fact that he won't be a constitutional monarch.
But Gene, do you think? Yeah, go ahead, Rachel.
Where does the allegation come from that he's self-adulating? Because he gave a speech and a lot of people cheered? I mean, if you listen to the speech, he doesn't get up there and talk about what an amazing person he is. He talks about how much he loves the country and how much he loves American values. So, I mean, I think that you can mock the fact that people like him, but I'm not sure you can ascribe him any fault for that.
Let me turn it around on you, Rachel. Yeah. So where does that sense of aloofness or arrogance come from in his campaign? Because it is there.
I think it comes from resentment and jealousy from other politicians and people in the media who haven't seen other people get this. I mean, I think that John Kennedy was accused of the same thing. Oh, people like him, therefore he must be a jerk. I don't know. Maybe people like him because he's a good politician.
Well, actually, that allegation comes from a lot of people who've known Barack Obama for a long, long time, longer than either of us, certainly. So I think that it's not totally crazy. But again, he also has a lot of great qualities, too. So I definitely want him to be in our public life, not necessarily as president.
I know people who've known him who don't say that at all. I mean, right now, Condoleeza Rice is in Auckland, New Zealand, and some student group has put out a $5,000 reward for anybody who tries to citizen arrest her for war crimes. It's nice to see a large crowd of foreigners not chasing one of our leaders, but actually waving the American flag. I don't know. That makes me feel good. It doesn't make me resent the guy.
And
you make a compelling point.
We should not dismiss the possibility that at some point a politician will stand up and say, I want to focus my remarks on why I am so wonderful. Next up,
but David, yeah. How many presidential candidates have you known who had itty-bitty tiny egos? I don't know very many.
Exactly.
I've never met very many of those.
I know. I do love how people get into this conversation about how, that he's not like every other politician, that Obama is somehow different, that he's not, that he doesn't have an ego and that he doesn't, really want to be president. You have to be a unique person to want to be president. Let me get this win. An undecided voter weighs in on Obama's speech. Kathleen in Florida says this: based on the speech I watched from Berlin, Obama doesn't need a foreign policy. He is a foreign policy. I am one of those white, female, middle-class Americans that wanted Hillary, and I'm very undecided about Obama. I still remain hesitant, but he is a true diplomat. What a refreshing change. That was a pretty good way, John, to sum up, I think, what he was after, what Obama was after overseas.
Well, and the writer is exactly right. He is a foreign policy to this extent. The day that he takes the oath of office, that presents a much different picture than the rest of the world has ever seen of the United States, that the United States has ever seen of itself, for that matter as well. But that's very important and consequential. I do think, though, on this question about the trip, what I was hearing from Republicans today was that Barack Obama turned the dial one click too far with that big speech in Berlin, and he could end up paying a price with voters back home saying, hey, wait a minute, why is he courting them so assiduously?
Got to leave it there. Thanks to the panel.